Okay, so for strategy number 3, which is probably the most common way to look at how corporate America might act, strategy number 3 is milking the property. So in this case, we're liquidating dividends, liquidating through dividends. Suppose our firm just paid out a $200 dividend to the shareholders. That leaves the firm insolvent with nothing for the bondholders, but plenty for the former shareholders. This obviously would violate some bond indentures and the covenants on the bonds themselves. So that's something you wouldn't want to do. It's like going bankrupt and running your credit card up. You can't discharge that in bankruptcy. And so they stopped that with credit cards, as a matter of fact, because that's what people were doing, is as I'm going bankrupt, so what's the best thing to do? Well, the best thing to do is spend all the money and get deeper and deeper in debt, because eventually they're going to cut you off from your debt. So you also could increase the perks for the shareholders and management. This is a great time to invest in that trip to, or the company meeting in Cabo, or the other perks that would be part of a company that you wouldn't normally invest in because you know you're going under. So all of a sudden, more trips, more lavish lifestyle, or whatever else you can throw into the company coffers, because you know it's not going to be around anymore, and you're spending bondholders' money. And if you're not a bondholder, that would be a problem. So the idea of milking the property or getting what you can out of it, all of a sudden people's laptops disappear and all kinds of other things happen. Well, that's more likely than a strategy of trying to hit a home run, or some of the other strategies. But they're not good strategies at all. None of them should be pursued when you're in this case. You should realize that you're in trouble, and that the bondholders should get 200 and get 2/3 of their money back, and the shareholders should be wiped out. However, that's not the way management often feels, so we need to be aware of these strategies. That's enough on those. There won't be too much on that. That's definitely a topic for the future. But you should know that when a company's going under financial distress, people definitely behave differently, which is a really important problem to recognize. And then secondly, they can change their strategy to try to get out of trouble, which usually puts them even deeper in trouble. So consider those, and let's go into the next section.